Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. It's doing well, but not great. So let's just put it that way. Solana has finally dumped within the last few hours, and it does look like we might see further downside. So just going to preface here that it does seem practical that the price would continue to pull back. But once more, Solana has been holding its ranges pretty well too, so there's that as well. If Bitcoin does hold at 61.5, 61.7, then I think we may see a good swift recovery from Solana as it has been doing. However, it's been knee-jerk reactioning very strong, very quick when Bitcoin crosses a specific threshold. So if Bitcoin continues to sell off, which I'm expecting maybe a little bit lower here at this point, then I think Solana will absolutely pull back to this 150, 147 as a worst case scenario type of situation. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Before we start, I do want to preface and say thank you again for the awesome feedback. Congrats on our 22% win for AVAX, little 21-hour trade, and Bitcoin short at 32% in 3 days. Again, shorted Bitcoin on Friday and then AVAX yesterday, as a matter of fact. And even though we took an Ethereum long that we had to close a little early, it still wasn't a big loss. You got to kind of roll with the tide here and kind of shift the momentum when you see it. Okay. And again, some people were asking me if I have a crystal ball. The truth is I do not, but I do have a certain feel for the market once you've been in it for a while, right? There's certain things that kind of just come up. And a lot of it is liquidation too. Back in data, you want to really pay attention to this because market movers or makers, whatever, they're going to be pushing the price action in whichever direction to try to sweep those levels. While it's never a guarantee and they can surprise you sometimes, it's a distinct probability. Okay, so at this point here, though, we just take a look here. Solana has 600 million there, 800. So you add that all together, that's somewhere in the range of $2.5 to $3 billion in liquidation as low as 150. I think there's a decent chance we might see that level hit. However, we do take a look here, there's 2 to 3 times that amount above the price action. This is maybe 5-6 billion. So we got double the liquidation at the 162 to 165 range, but once more, we're closer to 152. Bitcoin's on a downtrend. There's no reason to try to take a long into this coin right now. If you're listening to other people that say buy the dip, I would second guess that because again, there's a lot of reasons why the price action just feels weird from Bitcoin. While we should be bottoming out right now at this key level support, we're not holding it very well at all. Okay, it's moving. So my expectation is this 0.618 fib at 60,600 for Bitcoin, which would put us at likely this level here about 150, possibly 148. Which would be fine because that'd be closer to our average entry for our Solana short that we have open. That kind of got away from us. Okay. So again, little things that you just kind of work with, you roll with it. But at this point, unless Bitcoin can, basically just recover from here, I'm expecting a lot of alts to continue to drop. Okay. And Solana is one of those that's kind of like right on the edge. This is not like a really strong support range at 154. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price continues lower from here. But do I recommend shorting this coin? No. In fact, in hindsight, shouldn't have shorted it at all. Really, honestly, it's just one of those coins where I rarely short it. We had a nice short back here previously in the 160, 170 range. We caught a lot of profit off it. So I think I just had a little bit of hubris there going into this descending trend. It was supposed to break down. Instead, Bitcoin just went on a tear, and now we're here, right? So, anyways, let's go ahead and look at the facts and see what's going on. When we look at the moving averages, we can recognize we're losing the 50. Lost the 100. Well, I guess they're tentative. We haven't closed today's candle yet, but it's not a good place to be, right? We need to really close above 156 or higher to kind of maintain those positive moving averages. At this point, with us being within and or below them, that generally lets us know there's been a shift in momentum. That's exactly why we identify the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour, which I talked about previously. This is an area that Bitcoin specifically crossed below, and that's when we considered, that's why I considered opening a lot of other shorts alternative to Bitcoin. I'm highlighting that, and I keep talking about Bitcoin, by the way, if you're not familiar, because Bitcoin pretty much calls the shots, right? Solana is really good about being independent of Bitcoin in a lot of cases, but right now it's very much codependent to the downside, and it's just not a strong or a good correlation. While it's not one-to-one, it's absolutely dumping when Bitcoin crosses a specific level. And if Bitcoin does come any lower than 61K, I think Solana is going to absolutely rake down to 150, 147. All that being said, the whole point of me mentioning these SMAs is that they're not like a definitive line. They're just kind of a range of paying attention. Now that we're under the 20-day SMA, we have to respect the fact that we're probably going to be going down for a little while. All that being said, being back up over the 20 would be a strong start to reverse this here. Okay, so again, 156 or higher would put us in that place. Let's quickly summarize here. I skipped over the daily here. We're over 50 on the RSI still. Bitcoin's also maintaining its range as well. So if we can stay at this level and bounce, then we, Bob's your uncle, all good, we're done. Okay, when price goes back up, well, it's not even a problem. Again, this is a positive sign. That's what I'm trying to draw a correlation to. However, you need to respect the fact that Stochastic's pulling back, MACD is losing its momentum. And generally speaking, when you see those things start to happen, it's a little kink in the chain, so to speak. It's letting us know that, hey, it's slowly, there's just like slow little things to kind of pay attention to. So you're not blindly taking longs all the time, just buying every single dip. We're not in a bullish breakout type of scenario, so just please understand that. Okay, so where are we at here? We're on the 4-hour now. Take a look. We got a fair value gap as low as about 150. I'm just going to say 150 even. 150 will likely fill that fair value gap, which is extremely important to recognize, but also good to know that we might have a solid support range about 150 to 152. We're getting close to that level. I think we're probably going to see that. And if we do take a look here, we've lost 50 on the RSI, which is generally a bearish sign. Doesn't mean you just short into it, because you can see a lot of reasons why. Solana has dipped below and just recovered right back up above. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just tells us, again, pay attention. We're mostly transitioning to a bearish type of scenario, and we got to respect that. We can also see stochastics diverging for a second time. MACD is still pulling back until we start to see this slow down. There's no reason to try to trade into it as far as a long is concerned. And we're also going to get confirmation here on the cloud. Guaranteed, we're pretty much seeing this on all fronts. Minus this tiny little fair value gap that's almost already filled to the upside, we can see that we have a pretty solid situation here to leave your short position open if you have one. Do not take a long position with this coin. I wouldn't recommend taking a short at this level either unless you're going to watch it close, though. That's the thing. Because again, this coin is much stronger than others, and at this point, the likelihood of it pulling back dramatically is pretty low, pending Bitcoin doesn't do the same thing, right? So there's no reason why Bitcoin would go sideways and Solana would just go down from here. While it is odd how it keeps testing this support level, and you could justify the fact that we are starting to see a breakdown, for the most part, coins will continue lower when they have this kind of descending type of pattern. I'm expecting the price to continue lower, but again, a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin coming down to that 61 to 60.5K range. So again, little things you kind of just want to think about. Just do yourself a favor and don't blindly be taking longs because some Tom, Dick, and Harry online is doing it, or they're posting results of how their 100x leverage trade hit phenomenal profit on a long because they scalped at a 150x leverage. It's stupid. Don't pay attention to that. Don't fall into it. It's easy for me to say because I'm a conservative trader and I don't like taking unnecessary risks. But once again, it really just depends on who you are. If your personality type is FOMO, to the moon, and you just love, everything is like high velocity, and you like to run in the rain while it's thunder and lightning and do cartwheels, and you're a crazy hiker and you do all this fun stuff. That's all good. It's not me. Doesn't mean you have to do that to do well at this, but the key takeaway here is that less risk is better. Okay, take more profit less often. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, folks, I hope that makes sense and I described that correctly. Deeply appreciate you watching. I absolutely appreciate it when you hit the like button, comment below, and just continue being an awesome part of my life. So thank you all to everyone, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.